Hey guys, my name is Danny DePetta. I'm a local realtor with Bayou City Realty. In addition to that, I work as an investment advisor for a local real estate company that has bought and flipped over 100 homes in the past year. Hey guys, in today's video, I wanted to share with you a recent experience about working with a client who brought an investment property in Bear Creek South. The client reached out to me because they needed help with the design and rehab phase of the project, as well as listing the house. The client reached out to me directly because they had seen that I had recently flipped the property in the area and they were impressed with the work and how quickly the property sold. In this video, we'll go step by step with the process that I used to get multiple offers on this property in the first weekend it was listed. The first step in a project like this is to determine an accurate ARV, or after repair value. Now, the after repair value is the estimate that you think you can sell the property for after the rehab and updates have been completed. To determine the after repair value, what we will do is look at properties that have sold in the neighborhood within the last 90 days. What we want to look at is the features and updates that these properties had, so we can determine what we need to do to get the maximum value for the client's property. Additionally, we also want to look at the pending sales. We want to look at these to determine where the neighborhood values may be going. Now, the pending sales are properties that are currently under contract and that will close within the next 30 or 45 days. Lastly, you want to take a look at what properties are active in your area. Now, these are the properties that you will be in competition with. While looking at the active properties in your neighborhood, one thing that you want to pay close attention to is properties that have been on the market for an extended period of time. What you want to do is avoid any finishes that those properties had, or if you notice that those properties have not been updated or are lacking certain features, you want to make sure that your property has those features when you go to list it on the market. The next step in the process is to determine a scope of work that will maximize the value of your home. When determining a scope of work, it's always important that you do not over-improve your property. Every neighborhood has a ceiling for the home prices. What you don't want to do is over-improve a property so that you will not see a maximum return on your investment. Hey guys, when you're determining the scope of work, it's important to look at what other properties in the areas have sold have. You want to look at the features and updates that those properties had, so you can just rip off and duplicate for your property, so that when you're going through the rehab process, when you're creating the scope of work, you don't have to invent the wheel every time. Just use finishes and updates that are similar to other properties that have sold for maximum value. Now, during this step, it's important to work with a local realtor who has a knowledge about different designs, color schemes, and materials that are working in that particular area. On this particular project, my client had an outdated home that was in a distressed state. And as we walked through the property, I noticed that the vanities and kitchen cabinets were in poor condition. He came to me and asked me if we should refinish the cabinets and vanities, and this is where my experience came into play. I told him that the cost to refinish those cabinets and vanities would be just a little bit less than replacing them with new cabinets and vanities, but the return on the investment would be much more because the property would be updated and it would look modern with the new cabinets and vanities. By getting rid of the old and worn out cabinets, we were able to give the property a fresh and modern look. We went ahead and also replaced the countertops in the kitchen and in both bathrooms. And we also made a decision to retile both the primary and the secondary bathrooms to give the property a look and feel that was modern and fresh. Once you determine the scope of work and the budget, it's time to select a contractor. Now, this is where my knowledge was crucial. Having done hundreds of projects over the years, I was able to guide him to a contractor that was trustworthy, reliable, and would be able to do it at an affordable price. The last step in the process before we actually listed the property was to determine a list price. Now, we did this by looking at properties that had sold recently. We looked at properties that were actually pending on the market, and we also looked at what active properties were currently on the market for. In this scenario, there was actually a property that was active on the market in our same neighborhood. Now, our property was superior in the design and finishes, but they had priced their property at the high level of the market. And based on our analysis, we priced our property just below what they were priced at, even though our property was far superior in design finishes. Now, before we listed the property, we actually knew that there was a property that was active on our street. Now, this property was not updated as nicely as our property. And so what we actually did is price it a little bit below that property that was active on our same street. Now, we did this even though our property was far superior in design and features and looked more modern. You may ask yourself, why did we do this? We did this strategically to drive traffic to the property, to get an increase of people wanting to view our property. By pricing it a little bit lower than the competition, we were able to increase the number of buyers that came and saw the property and actually get multiple offers in the first weekend we listed the property. So if you want to sell your home and get the maximum dollar amount for it, then call me today so we can schedule a consultation. I'd love to help turn your home into a buyer's dream and help you get multiple offers on your property too. If you enjoyed this video or had any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. And as always, you can reach us at our website, bayoucityrealty.com. Thanks for reviewing. Have a great day.